Okay, I'm sorry about that. So I said that I wanted to read before the 5 minutes. So I
Okay, I'm
decided to
sorry about
come
that.
on
So I
before the
said
5 minutes.
that.
And thank you for letting me know that there was no sound. I needed to know that. So I just wanted to get into the read, honey. Okay, I didn't want to wait for 5 more minutes. Did y'all want to wait? Honey, because I don't think so. That ain't why I clicked up on here. Sometimes I need to wait and sometimes I don't need the whole 10 minutes. So I was like, bump that, honey. We finna to get to it. Okay, we ain't finna to be going through all of this. Thank you, Miss Kiki, baby. I see the Maz on the line. Thank you, baby. All right. Let's get started. I got hair, no lashes. So, whatever. But let us get started. Let's see where did we leave off at on the last chapter of Carlitas. Okay. I know for sure she was talking about how she met Craig and it was his mom's birthday. Hi. Hi, thank you. Yes, let's do it. So she was saying how she met Craig. It was his mom's birthday. Now she went through a lot with Craig, honey. He didn't tell her he was going on the road or none of that, but then he ended up eventually letting her know that he was getting an NBA contract. He said he wanted to know that it wasn't for money purposes, and his family was coming at her like she was some type of user and abuser, honey, okay? So I'm actually glad that she was able to get that together. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just checking, making sure that everybody hears and sees me. All right, in the clear. Last of the paragraph that we read about. Ooh, that we read about was her wanting to work. She wanted to work. She wanted to be a model. She wanted to be a modeling teacher. She was doing that at one point. But she wanted to work when she got with Craig. She wanted to start a small business. And she felt like she was just wasting her time sitting at home, not doing anything. What in the world, y'all? How do I lose these things right under me? I just don't understand. Okay, so let me see what I look like. Look, okay, so she said that she didn't want to sit at home, and then he kept saying she was gonna be his wife, and at the end of the day, she was like, you know what? This ain't even a topic we talking about. If you was gonna do it, it would be done. Okay, chapter 3, the marriage. Although we agreed on marriage and went to take the blood test, it hadn't happened. I let Craig know that if the blood test expired, I was not going to get stuck again. So he had better figure out what it was he wanted to do. It was no rush to him. I'm not big on needles. As a matter of fact, I hate needles. So on the morning of March 3rd, 1983, Craig woke me up and said, "Get dressed." I didn't ask any questions. I just got dressed. I thought we were going to breakfast, so I remember throwing on a pair of blue jeans and a red shirt. He drove on the side of the freeway and pulled into the chapel. It was a cute little white building. It looked like something out of a Snow White movie. When we went in, he did all the talking. I really didn't know what was going on. He asked the person at the desk if there was someone there who could marry us. She said yes, and he gave her the paperwork. The woman then directed us to step into another room behind the wall she was standing in front of. Shortly, a little thin lady came out. There were two people sitting on a chair in the back of the room. And 10 minutes later, we were married. I was speechless but happy. Afterward, we went and had breakfast. I didn't talk about what had just happened. After we got back home, he asked me to make the usual filet mignon, baked potato, and broccoli for his pre-game meal, and he went back to sleep for the game he had that night. And that was my wedding day. When I woke him up, he addressed me as Mrs. Hodges. I smiled. It was a cool feeling. While he slept, I called everyone in my phone book with the expectations. I called everyone in my phone book with the exceptions of his family and told them we had gotten married that morning. I left that up to him. I had very little to do with his family. We did the usual on game day. He slept, and I cooked and napped on the couch until it was time to get him up to eat. We left almost 2 hours before the game, and I sat and waited until game time. I was finally Mrs. Hodges. I was proud of my husband. He had taken a stand. We were still very much in love at this point. The next thing for me to do was find a job. When I discussed this with him again, he was so against it. For the life of me, I couldn't get why. Why couldn't I work? His reply was, I play in the NBA. My wife is not working. All I know was, I said, okay. I wanted a job. I was bored and thought it would be good to stay busy. I didn't want to turn into one of those wives who only shopped and talk about it every time it was time for conversation with other wives. I didn't want to lose my social skills. Since I couldn't work, I thought, well, I'll go back to school. I looked into attending and teaching modeling school. I found a school, and once again, he was against that as well. He told me, not right now. The truth is, I found out we couldn't afford it, and he's just too proud to say it to me. I backed off and did the housewife thing. We grew closer and closer, and every day were new experiences for us. We had each other, and nothing else mattered. Well, not until someone had an issue and he wanted to play Superman and fix everyone's problem but ours. Not long after us being in California, Craig's mom called and said that she wanted his cousin to come out to live with us. I really didn't mind his cousin coming. The problem I had was no one asked us. They just decided that this was going to happen. I felt they were trying to run my household from afar. I tried to keep my thoughts to myself about how I really felt about his family. I found myself biting my tongue a lot and just going with the flow, as long as I wasn't too comfortable in my world. Craig always discussed his feelings with me about his take on his family. At most times it surprised me, and because I'm so opinionated, I tried to be careful about my opinion. It was hard because it was his family. So I became a great listener for his venting. The one thing I thought was if Craig would have just spoken up and told his family to back off, it would have been better for all parties involved. No one had any boundaries, and there should have been. I felt that only he could have set them. The only thing he always said was that he was never going to be that dude who came home with a big Cadillac. He felt all the brothers who made it out of the hood came back with a caddy. That was cool. I asked him to buy his mom something, a car, a townhouse, just something. It never happened, and I was blamed for that never happening. The season, wait a minute. So before I keep reading, let me just say that she's saying, she's jumping a little bit to me. She's jumping from her wanting to set boundaries in the family to him saying he would never come home with a big Cadillac. I guess that was her trying to say like that was the boundary. He would never be that type of dude. But it is a little jumpy if you put it in retrospect as to what we were discussing, because she goes straight into this Cadillac. I had my daddy bought me a Cadillac. It was my first car that my father purchased for me. It was a celebrity, and I thought it was adorable. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what kind of life she's talking about, but I mean, I guess I lived that life. I did this. Okay, I don't even know shit. Okay. So anyways, so she said she asked him to buy his mother something, and she was blamed for him never buying his mom something. Well, that's because you're making it apparent that you control his money, and so they got to blame somebody. You know, I will blame both because you guys, what is happening? What is happening? Ouch. I would blame them both. Most indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting pinched up in here. Hold up. I'm getting all pinched up. Can't have that. But yeah, it would be both of their faults, if you ask me, because somebody should have bought me a house. I don't give a daggone if you had to go behind each other's backs to do it. If you wanted it to happen, it would have happened, punks. But nah, they don't owe the mom a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't owe her to buy her a house. So at the end of the day, she's just going to have to calm down and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? The season was coming to an end, and we were not playing on a team that won a lot. I'm being nice. They lost a lot, and I mean a lot. We started planning our trip home. We bought a new, well, let me say this, he bought a new car. Well, it was new to us. It was a used Burton Volvo. I put up a fuss about him buying this car. I didn't like the car he had chosen and wanted him to buy a new car. I took a line out of his book. We're in the NBA. Why should we have a used car? He looked at me and laughed and kept talking to the car dealer. I tried to play every card I could come up with about this damn car. I said, how you gonna listen to this man? He just want to make a sale. Then I said, you're too tall for this car. It's way too much. You can get a new American car for half this price. The salesman was sick of me. I saw him rolling his eyes nonstop, and I didn't care. He could shut his pie hole and choke for all I cared. Craig bought the car. I pouted and learned to like it. So we decided to drive our new car home after the season was over, only to get 2 hours into our trip home, and that sucker broke down. And yes, I did the old, I told you so, for the next few days. I wanted him to take the car back and leave it on the lot where he got it. It was a lemon, and he got suckered again. Now see, here we go. Once a damn again, Craig. I'm sick of you. What's wrong with you? You got bad money management skills, my brother. What is going on? Like, seriously. Anyway, the car, hold on. The damn car needed an engine. We were stuck with the car. Plus, we were stuck in some far-off hick town and had to be towed back to San Diego. We had to put the home trip off for a few days. The car stayed in the shop that whole summer. We had to take the Greyhound bus home, that first summer. And what a nightmare of a ride home. From that point on, I felt as if I never saw a Greyhound bus again, it would be too soon. It was the bus ride from hell. I didn't know what to expect, but there were people smoking. It was noisy all day and night, and there were a lot of stops. And then we saw a twister in one of the states we were passing through. It had for sure taken a toll on me. When we got home to Chicago, we were so happy. All I wanted was to be off that bus. Yes, stay back in Chicago. Okay, y'all know which part I'm trying to get to. So yeah, I got too excited. Okay, hold on. Let me just scratch the bottom of my leg, not my ass. Thank you, okay? Okay, when we got back to Chicago, I was so happy. All I wanted was to be off that bus. The thing about the whole trip going back home was that we hadn't planned where we were going to sleep. So on the ride out to his family house, I think he just assumed I was staying at his mom's place. That was not going to be happening. I really didn't want to be there. Plus, I missed my family. I wanted to be where I could let my hair down and just be me. And that was my mama's house, which is where I stayed for a while. The summer started out pretty good for the most part. I missed my husband a lot, and we had not been apart except when he was on a road trip. I think he needed his space, and I needed mine as well. I know that's right, girl. All too many of these young couples don't take their damn space. Child, take your space. Listen to me. Look in my eyes. Look into my face when I say this to you. Take your personal space. Hold on. What was that sound? Let me find out somebody up in my house. Anyway, that wasn't my dog. But take your personal space, child. Okay, please remember to love you first. If you don't love you and worried about where you going, then please know that he ain't gonna love you. Like literally, these women be having it backwards. You have to get some business of your own, child, for these men to respect you first of all. Have some damn couth about yourself, okay? Don't be out here talking to every dude just because they speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Let them speak and smile and keep it pushing. Because little do you know, it's dangerous for you to talk to all these men anyway. But the one thing I do know, child, is take your time to take your you space. Do that, and the respect, it has risen. Okay, anyway. All right. The summer started out pretty good for the most part. I missed my husband a lot, and we had not been apart except when he was on a road trip. I think he needed his space, and I needed mine as well. Staying at my mom's house was cool. The only thing was that my mom fussed a lot. Being in a household with Craig, myself, and his cousin, we didn't have that noisy, loud thing going on. I had forgotten how much she fussed, being that I was gone from home for so long. I had to figure out something. So I went to Craig's mom's place and stayed with him after staying a few weeks at my mom's. Craig stayed gone a lot, playing ball, staying in shape. I hung out with my best girlfriend, Arlene. She and I were friends from high school. People used to say we started looking alike because we hung so close. When you saw me, you saw her. Now, who just said that? Who just said that? Somebody else just said that in a book. Anyway, when you saw me, you saw her. We were like two peas in a pod. Arlene was one of the funniest people I knew. She actually started being my sister friend first, but for some strange reason, we took to each other. She was from the system, a foster child, and had only known her foster mom as her mom. She had other sisters, but didn't know where they were after they were sent back to the system, and the family kept only her. She didn't talk about them much, if ever, which is probably why she and I became so close. She wanted a family. Arlene became like one of my sisters. She knew everything about me, and I knew everything about her. In high school, Arlene and I did everything together. The only thing was that I now lived in California, and she was living in Florida with her guy. She flew home when I told her I was coming home for the summer. Okay. My sister, your sister live across the street. 1819 Blueberry Street. Every time we get in fights, this is what we say. Boys are nasty, made out of plastic. Girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Girls go to Mars to get more candy bars. Boys take a shower to get more power. Yes. I can't remember how it go because I'm too old, okay? But y'all know what I meant. So let me tell y'all why. Let me tell y'all why I got excited. Okay, because my ass just remembered when she said Florida, right? Let me tell y'all this real quick story. Mind you, she talking about her friend Arlene and how Arlene is in Florida with her man. So let me just tell y'all what made me excited, okay? When Daddy Tox and I were 17 years old, okay? We decided that we were just going to up and leave California together, okay, at 17 years old, okay? Let me tell you what I did. I braided 3 people's hair for $100 a head, right? The bus tickets was $90 for him and me. The total was $90 to get to Florida. And we knew somebody out there that said that they was going to let us stay with them, right? So we caught the bus, went out to Florida. And of course, we didn't know where the hell we was going when we got out there. But I had made $300. I had a little money left over. And I was hustling, braiding hair. Because I have always been a go-getter from the very beginning. I mean, like when I was a little child, I used to pretend I worked in the office, and I used to literally be making business cards for myself at home at like 5, 6 years old on my computer. Like, I never played with it. Okay? And then when I was 12, I used to make business cards for my nieces and shit. Okay? My ass. So when we got to Florida, I found the first motherfucker with hair. Boom. Excuse me, can I braid your hair? It was a man. I remember he stayed in a house that had one of them gates that was like a screen, but it's the old ones that you got to press the thing and push it out. And then you lock it by pulling that thing up and you push it down like that. And it was raining real bad, but I had learned a new technique about braiding hair, right? So you braid it, you wash it, and you actually press this man's hair out. Yes, you press men's hair out, child, okay? This is with anybody's hair. You press it out, you braid it, and then you put hairspray on it or mousse. You slick it down, and that's how you do it in the shop. So I had learned that back then. I did his hair. He was so impressed. He gave us some money, and we got on our way. The next person, boom, let me braid your hair. So I decided with this person, I would tell him our situation and see if he could help us. So while I'm braiding his hair, child, I'm just breaking him down. Yeah, I ain't got nowhere to stay. We just got out here today. You know what I'm saying? I'm going in on him. Boom. They give us a room in their house. We end up staying in these people's house, okay, in Florida. And it was the first time I heard that Slim Shady song, Superman. Leap tall hoes in a single bound. I'm single now. I got no ring on his finger now. I never let another bitch bring me down in a relationship. Save it, bitch. Superman. You make me sick. Superman ain't saving shit. Girl, you could jump on Shady dick. That was my stuff. I will never forget the words to that. I remember the words to that all these years later, because that was one of the greatest memories of riding in these people's car I didn't even know. Listening to that with my dude for the first time. We were 17 years old. Now we old. We have kids that are almost 17 years old in 1 year. Not even a whole year. So, yeah, we came a long way. Shout out Daddy Tox. Gave me a happy memory and made me do the my mother say, I, mother, your mother live across the street. Thank you. Mother across the street. All right, anyway. Thank you. I see you. Thank you so much. All right. So she left California, her friend Arlene. So Carlita was still living in California and her friend was living in Florida with her guy. She flew home when I told her I was coming home for the summer. She was good at staying in contact back then. She needed to see me to talk about everything she was going through, and I did as well. We laughed about being on opposite sides of the world and how things had played out for us both. But no matter how far we lived, we were going to stay close. Arlene and I could hang out for days and not get tired of each other. Although she had to leave after 2 weeks, we spent almost every waking day together. I didn't want her to leave. Time was flying. Things were changing, and I was ready to head back to Cali. There was nothing for me to do at the Shy, being I didn't want to stay at my mom's nor his. I wanted to go home to my own place. Although we had given our apartment up, I was ready to live in the hotel again. Carlita said, fuck that, child. No, ma'am, Pam. Now, see, I got that same attitude. That's crazy. And the reason why I have that attitude is because, well, back then I was drinking and I was smoking. So I would rather drink and smoke in my peacefulness and not have to hear nobody being like, oh, she drinking too much or, she smoking too much weed. So I was grown. I'm grown. I want to be in my own motherfucking lane. And now that I am sober from alcohol, I need to just be in my own lane just because I just need to be. I'm just too irritable right now, child. It's not going to work. But that shit's funny because her ass was like, I'm out. No, ma'am. Okay, Carly, the girl, I don't blame you, girl. Okay. I was ready to go live in the hotel again. I didn't care. I just wanted it to be me and Craig again. It was happy times when it was he and I for the most part. I was learning things about my husband I didn't like. See, this how she jump a little bit. This what I be talking about. Now I feel a little bipolar when I start to get to talking like this. She said I was happy. Okay, I feel you, Carlita. Wait a minute. She said for the most part. Now, see, you got to pay attention. Got to be more careful. That's the word. It was happy times when when it was he and I for the most part. I was learning things about my husband I didn't like, and there were a few red flags going on. He was never a hangout kind of guy, and he seemed to not want me hanging out with him. That's because his ass was stepping out on me when he was out and about, and folks were stroking his oversized ego. Now let me tell you something, and this is coming from the Man Behind the Man book and what I'm seeing in this book, okay? I'm just going to tell you something. Anytime a man tells you he's going golfing and that nigga is constantly golfing like he's a fucking a single white man that's about 70 years old, not 70, let me say 50 to 60, like he fucking chewed tobacco, think Tiger Woods, bitch. Think Tiger Woods, okay? Because in The Man Behind the Man, he was talking about he was golfing. He was out. What? Let me find out your black ass out there golfing. I'll be right there. Okay? Think Tiger Woods. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? Then you talking about playing basketball and all of that. Boy, fuck around and carpal tunnel your shit. Anyway, let me stop. Let me just stop because I'll do something to him. Anyway. Can you guys hear me and see me? Yep, ain't nothing like your own space, LaShawn. I know, that's right. Can you guys hear and see me still? Uh-oh, I'm scared. Oh, okay. Perfect. All right. So, he was getting attention from all over. So when I started hearing the dirt, I told him to slow his roll. And if any of this comes to bite, I would be done. I started to understand why he always wanted me to stay at his mom's house or his grandma's while he hung out. Okay, girl, you better recognize game, girl. Game recognize game. Shit, don't do me. Don't do me. Don't try to leave me with your daughter. Talking about, I want y'all to bond. I know better than that. Where is you going? Talking about, I'm at my mama's house. Boy, who you think you talking to? One of these 25-year-olds? You think you talking to a 19-year-old? Okay? Talk about, she just my friend. Nigga, you ain't got no male with no female friends outside of me. Put them pants on. I'm your all of that. Anything you need to talk about with any woman, it's all in me. Anything you want now, baby, I do it naturally. Okay? Please. Let me find out. You over here talking about, can you take care of my grandma because I'm supposed to be here and there? Don't you know a nurse? Shit. Talking about you got female homegirls. You better call her to do it. I'm going with you. You better call the homie. You better call Tyrone. Niana. Ha! All right, let's get to it. So he wanted me to stay. This is why he wanted her to stay with his grandma and his mom's while he hung out. Well, I had to tell him I'm a big girl. I grew up not that far away, and I have family and friends all over, so I could find plenty of things to do. This was an interesting time for us both because I was so in love, and I couldn't understand how he could be such a bonehead. I had to remind him that cheating was not an option, and I was not going to put up with the BS like I had before we married. Well, that's why he's doing it now. He was like, oh, she going to put up with my bullshit. I need to marry her. That's exactly what went through his brain. I don't know what else you thought he thought. Oh, God. I also told him that these might be rumors, but there was a reason why they were happening. I said, hold on, let me check. Let me make sure Taylor ain't using it in my bathroom, in my house. Taylor Diamond, what are you doing? Come here. Come here, Taylor. Come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Come here. Come here, Taylor. Come here. She's so nosy. Come say hi. Taylor Diamond. Say hi. Hello, people. Say hello. My name is Taylor. Oh, they can't see you. Hold on. Can y'all see her? Say hi. My name is Taylor Diamond, and I'm a cutie pie. Oh, Taylor. She acting all shy because she in this chair, but her tail's still wagging, so she happy. Oh, baby, I love you too. Come on, fat girl. Come on, fat girl. Fatty McFat. All right. I just wanted to make sure that she was not using it in my house. Oh, fat girl. This my Taylor. So this is the Teahive dog, guys. She will always be here with us. I love her so much. It's my big baby. It's my little baby. All right. So she said they might be rumors, but there was a reason why they were happening. I said, you're out there being careless and you're hanging in the wrong places. I asked him why he changed so much when he got around his people and if he wanted out of the marriage. He assured me that he was good and that the rumors were false. I didn't believe him, not one damn bit. What I did was let him know I didn't mind being bored, but if I became lonely, he would have problems. What Craig tried to do next was fit in with the Muslim community. I knew it. I knew it. That's why I gave him that voice. My brother. Come on now, y'all. Come on now. You want to go outside, baby? I'm so sorry. I'm paranoid that she gonna use it in my house because she ate a while ago. And I want to put her on a leash outside, but I don't want to leave for that extended amount of time. But, so anyways. He tried to fit in with the Muslim community. For some reason, he needed a reason to get high all damn day. Instead of just saying, hey, I like it. This is what I do. It was always an excuse for him getting high. He would say he was a Rasta man. I didn't like him getting high one bit. It made him lazy, and he would talk more about pretty much nothing. Getting high was his courage. He became Superman, or should I call it Black Man, his alter ego. Now, if you guys remember, if you put your mind to work, put your mind to work, then you would know that Demetrius Smith also mentioned that, okay? Demetrius Smith said that he had to smoke weed before he did anything. So when he came in the house to introduce R. Kelly to Craig Hodges, that he was getting high and they literally didn't talk until he finished smoking his doobie. Anyway, I hated the fact that, and he also said that Craig brambled about nothing and he kept trying to get him back on track as well. So it just sounded like Craig just turned into a crazy. You know, when you mix crazy with marijuana, you get some bad vibes. That's on God. All right, let's keep going. I hated the fact that Craig didn't care who he got high with, and who knew he was so very reckless. I really didn't like that Craig didn't care who he got high with, and who knew he was so very reckless. I used to tell him he was going to get in a world of trouble if he didn't stop. He didn't care. With all of his getting high, I thought he had lost his mind. Yes, he and I were married, and we did what married people did. But this man started asking me to do things that would blow my mind. I found it to be hurtful. I didn't really know if it was the weed, the company he was keeping, or if he was just trying to see if I would bite. I was unclear about his newfound kinkiness. Girl, that's called he found another girl that did that to him. It blew his mind, and then she left him in the dust. That's what that's called. Craig started telling me he wanted me to be with women. Of course, I said no. I questioned him. Why is that so important to you? And have I given you any indication that it's a woman that I'm choosing to be with? I needed to understand his way of thinking. Then, not long after that conversation, he told me while visiting my mom that he wanted to see me with a man. See me with a man? I asked. What the hell are you saying to me? I asked. I'm your wife, Craig, I asked. Is this what you're into when you're out with your friends? Girl, yes. Anyway, I said to this man, look, I'm not knocking anyone's get down, but I don't get down like that. And as your wife, I'm offended. He said, Lita, I'm kidding. The hell you are, I thought. I asked, should I be worried? Is there a conversation we should be having about these feelings you having? Do you need some type of doctor? He laughed at me again. I didn't think anything was funny. Is there anything that I'm not doing that I should be doing? Other than this woman and man thing you got going on in your head, and aside from that, where is this shit coming from? We could talk about anything, I thought, but this was a lot to take in. At some point, my ego kicked in. I said, look here, man, I can hold my own in the bedroom, and I'm not going to take this personally. Maybe we should see a doctor for you, because something ain't right with you, and you know what I'm talking about. He looked at me with a silly expression and said, I'm not going to no doctor. I'm Craig Hodges. Oh, damn, I thought. This cat got a major ego problem. Child, he sound like he a basehead so far, child. I don't know what's going on with this man. What is this? Child, he sound like he was out there with your brother just baseheading it up. I'm just saying. I'm Craig Hodges. Boy. Wait a minute. Where the hell did my blunt just go? I think I might have kicked my blunt off of this computer because I wanted to go see my dog and what she was doing in my house. So, let me see what I did with it. All right, I got it. My ass done swallowed the ice instead of the pill. And chewed the pill up. Anyway. So something not right with you, and you know what I'm talking about. He looked at me with a silly expression and said, I'm not going to no doctor. I'm Craig Hodges. Oh, damn, I thought. This cat has a major ego problem. We decided to table that conversation, but I thought the whole thing was strange. Summer was coming to an end, and I was happy as a kid in a candy store to be headed back to California. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. I wanted to leave Chicago, and if I had it my way, we would have never come back except for a few weeks out the year to visit here and there. Being in Chicago was so hard on our marriage. Whenever I could speak to Craig about it, it was as tough. It was as though I was walking into a wall. Whenever I would speak to Craig about it, it was as though I was walking into a wall. His ego was growing bigger than life right in front of my eyes. I got sick a few weeks before we were to go back to San Diego. I didn't want to go see a doctor, so I had laid around a lot. I thought that if I slept, I would be okay. I didn't feel like anything but a summer cold compounded with a little stress, and that's how I treated it. But in actuality, I was pregnant and I didn't know it. As we were preparing to leave, we were making our rounds to visit our family and friends to say our goodbyes. Craig had to get back to the summer league in Los Angeles, plus we had to find us a place to live. I was looking forward to leaving and getting settled again. Before we left, I decided to go to the doctor because I couldn't hold any food down, which was when I found out I was having a baby. Once again, Craig was scared to tell his mom, and I said to him, "You're a joke." Craig told his mom as he was running down the stairs to go play ball. I just shook my head. His mom was happy for us. She wanted a grandbaby. At least I think she did. Not long after I found out this great news, we were headed back to California, and I was happy as can be. We settled into a hotel for a while, and that was fine with me. I liked hotel living. I ain't gonna lie. I like hotel living as well. And then I love the Best Western because they give you these little deals whenever you always there. And then I like the Motel 6 in Stanton. And I saw near the Disneyland and all that. And I saw that on the recent episodes of Love and Hip Hop that Mama D put old girl in the Motel 6, Bambi's mom. And then Bambi was like, what you gonna do? Like, you can't stay here. I was like, damn. That's how you feel about my Motel 6? I love Motel 6. The hell? Hater, bye hater. I flood the hotel with paper. Girl, what's wrong with you? Anyway. But yeah, I love it. And then I stayed at this nice ass hotel, $179 a night. I loved it. But it was on the 9th floor and I couldn't smoke. Didn't like that. All right, anyway. Not long after I found out this great news, we were headed back to California and I was happy as can be. We settled into a hotel for a while and that was fine with me. I liked hotel living. We picked up our car and found us a spot in the same complex where we had lived before. Craig and I would hit the road almost every day, driving from San Diego to LA and then to Long Beach. For some crazy reason, every night at 10 p.m. he would have to pull over to the side of the road for me. My baby seemed to make me sick every night at the same time, which baffled me because they call this morning sickness. I enjoyed the summer league games. They were as exciting as the real season. The only difference would be the gyms were so hot and it was filled with so many groupies looking for a come up. It didn't bother me. I felt, hey, do what you do, ladies. I'm cheering y'all on. The end of the summer went by fast and it was time for the season to start again. I was ready. Craig's cousin came back and it was good to see him. It was good to have someone else there with me while he was on the road, although he was pretty quiet and kept to himself most of the time. It didn't really matter since I slept most of the time. The second season was no better than the first. The team lost a lot, but my husband and I seemed happy except for getting high more and more. I didn't like it at all. I was getting fat and I loved every moment of it. NBA life was good. We were doing a lot better in this second year than the first one for sure. I was growing and learning as a person. I had so much to do with the little one coming, and life was changing as we knew it. I was still on edge about the agent he had chosen. He had still been taking money when he wanted to. I didn't get it, but I had to stay calm. The new season started and Craig was happy about it. He had become a starter for the team and was making a name for himself. I was proud for him and all his work, but I feared that he would get caught getting high. It had become out of control in my opinion. It was first thing he did in the morning before breakfast and all throughout the day. I fussed about it a little, but he didn't hear me. As the time grew closer to our due date, I became anxious and he got high. I started to think that maybe this is his way of getting over his fear of becoming a dad. Daddy. Wait, how that song go? Like my daddy, I want my husband to be like my daddy. I want someone, I don't know the words, else like my daddy. And I thank you for loving me, daddy, 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 daddy. All right, I don't really know the song all that much, but I know it goes something like that. What? Oh, come here. You thought I was crying or something? What happened? She heard me singing and ran in here and put her head on my hand. So beautiful. You are gorgeous. Get my beautiful big baby. I love this dog. All right, let's go through some comments. My little baby. Let's do comments before we get into this next chapter. I'm going to read a little bit of the next chapter, y'all. A little bit, if not the whole damn thing. A little bit. How long I've been reading up? The thing is that this chapter is over, but I thought it was a little short. What about you guys? I'm going to read a little bit more of the next chapter, though. Let's see. LaShawn. So, yeah, things are going well with Taylor. We got the sound back, right? All right. Yes, Shell. We said let's do that. All right. Thank you, Miss Kiki, baby, on your mod stuff all day with it. Well, she haven't pooped outside that I saw yet. I haven't seen her poop outside yet. She been pooped in the house, but she's peed outside though. Thank you, Miss Kiki, babes. Yes, yes. Oh, Shell Smith, what I got in my bra today? Girl, okay? Cause y'all already know. Oh, I want to know what that person was saying. 1023 7G. That probably was my freaking troll of a cousin child. Y'all know. I got trolls. Oh, you got troll? Bitch, I got trolls. Okay. I'm glad y'all was having a good time. I do see that. Thank you, Kiki. Yeah, I love that story, and I got so many good memories with this man. And when it comes to Daddy Tox, I'm letting my bad outweigh my good, and that's all I can do. I mean, I'm letting my good. I'm letting my bad outweigh my good. I'm letting my good outweigh my bad because it does, and that's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's go into this next chapter. It looked like it's called the Teahive, but it's called. Oh God. Oh my. Oh. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me see if I can show you guys what it is that I'm looking at. Let me see, baby. Baby, 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 baby. Baby, 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 baby. Hey, baby, 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 baby. What does this say? What does this say right here? My what? Oh, wait. I think I can make it out now. I think it says firstborn. It does. Hot diggity. Diggity doo doo diddy. Diggity doo. All right now. I'm a freaking pro at this. All right. Did y'all see that? Was that not complicated to read, child? All right, my firstborn. Let's get into a chapter 4. Mostly every woman who carries a child can't wait to see him or her. I wasn't any different. I became pregnant June of 1983, and I was too scared to tell anyone for fear of losing my baby. I miscarried twice before, and I took it really hard each time. The first miscarriage happened when I was 6 weeks in, and then it was gone. The second one happened when I was 14 weeks, when we had heard the baby's heartbeat. But on that day, I had turned 14 weeks. It had regressed. Well, that's the story they told me. And that one hit me pretty hard. I had one of the best doctors in San Diego. He told me that the fetus rejected the body because something was wrong with it. It was hard to hear anything he said. I wanted my baby point blank. I remember lying on the table, all geeked to see and hear the little heartbeat. Then all of a sudden, nothing. My doctor's face said it all. We asked, is there something wrong? The doctor said for me to get dressed and come into his office. Well, it was over. He let me know that the baby was no more. Oh, the pain that came over me was unbearable. I couldn't breathe. I felt hot and cold at the same damn time. At the same damn time. This was not happening to me. I just heard that baby's heartbeat 2 weeks ago. It hurt. It hurt so badly. But all my husband could say was, don't cry. Don't let these white folks see you cry. Oh my God, Craig. Craig. Can I borrow your microwave? All right. Of course, he could have just shut the hell up. I couldn't talk to this man right now. I was so hurt about losing my child. And let me say this shit was extra. And I was by no means ready for it, nor would I ever be. I said to Craig, are you serious? Is that all you have to say? Did you hear the doctor? Our baby is gone. I'm sad. What's wrong with you? Do you feel anything? I didn't want any answers from this man. I wanted him to catch up with what was going on. He couldn't be this slow, I thought. I was more than sure it was the weed talking, since getting high was a pastime. Uh-oh. Bro. Since getting high was a pastime pleasure for him. It seemed that he had no emotions on things that should have mattered from the heart. We left in the car. I had nothing to say to Craig. I was crying and wanted to talk to my mom. I felt sick knowing that there was a dead baby inside of me. I couldn't wrap my head around that. I had to be back the next morning to remove what was left, what they call a D&C. I didn't care about the pain. Later that day, when they sent me home, I was numb and I didn't care much at this point. This was my second miscarriage, and now I find myself pregnant again. I was excited beyond the moon when they said I was pregnant. The moment I found out, I found myself poking my belly out so I could look pregnant. I shopped at Target knowing I didn't need anything new to wear, at least not that soon. I was very careful with everything I did this time. I wanted this baby to live. My doctor was like a white Bill Cosby on the Cosby Show. He had gone through my first 2 miscarriages with me and had also assured me that I could have a baby if I get pregnant. I had confidence in him, and this was just what I wanted. The preseason was starting, and Craig and I were home. It had been a long summer for us both, and I was ready to be back in California. Getting the news was good for us both. I stayed at my mom's. Hold on. Yeah. Getting the news was good for us both. I stayed at my mom's home before having to leave, and he stayed at his mom's for the most part. Craig's family still didn't care for me since I decided to marry. But I'm not too sure if they would have liked anyone at this point. I think they thought everyone was a gold digger. We had been home all summer when I finally decided to go to the doctor. That's the day I found out we were going to have a baby again. I remember being at his mom's house. I asked him if he had told his mom yet. Nope, for some reason he was afraid. I'm not sure why, so I told him I would tell her. He was on his way out to play ball with a few guys in the area, so while he was running down the stairs, he said, Yvonne, Carlitas pregnant. I thought, what a punk. We're married, dude. What's the problem? Hell, I wanted to shout it out over the moon. I also wanted to wait until I was sure I would be okay carrying the baby to full term. I was happy as a lark. I wanted to be pregnant, and I wanted everyone to know. I was ready to be a mom. I was so ready to have this happen for us. Well, she was cool, and everyone started treating me a little better for a while anyway. When we got back to California, I started enjoying being pregnant. I had no idea this baby was going to have me on complete bed rest. 3 months into the pregnancy, my doctor told me I had to get some help or I would have to stay in the hospital until the baby came. What the hell? I was finding someone to help me. I couldn't stay there in the hospital for 6 months. No way. When we returned home from the doctor, I called home and found my youngest sister. Yeah, I had it right. I called home and found my youngest sister, Deneen. She was taking a semester off. Great, I said, then you're coming out to Cali to help me. She agreed on the spot. Her saying yes to come out and help me was music to my ears. Someone up there is looking out for me. My sister came in 2 days. What a sight to see. We had fun, although I had to stay in bed. I was happy to have some family with me. When he was on the road, having my little sister there with me was the best. She didn't cook too well, but my thing was eating Jack in the Box every day. Holiday season came quick, and for Thanksgiving, I wanted turkey and dressing. I remember my sister and I went to visit my friend because the team was away. I thought it would be okay to travel 2 hours to eat. That was the worst idea I could have come up with. Plus, it was the worst Thanksgiving of my life. The food was bad and it had gotten too late to travel back. Plus, I needed rest. I had no idea my friend had bugs like she did. I was scared to sleep. So my sister and I slept in shifts and we watched so there would be no bugs crawling on us. I smacked my face one times too many thinking something was crawling on me. It was about 4 a.m. when I decided to leave. On God, if you got butt, on God, I will get up and leave. I will get up in the middle of the night and get on. When I decided to leave, we got our things and hit the road. When we got home, my sister went shopping for a turkey dinner. I sat at the kitchen counter and had her help me make a day after Thanksgiving dinner. The best I had ever had. I didn't realize that I was pushing it. The bed rest meant bed rest. That evening, Craig came home and I went into labor early. The baby didn't come, but I had been way too busy. The baby was not due to come until March 1984. It was November 1983. They rushed me to the hospital and the labor was stopped. That was the second time I almost lost my baby, and I learned my lesson. I told myself, in this bed is where you will stay, with no more fighting it. Time moved like a turtle, but I was up for the challenge of staying in bed, doing as I was told. My sister and I became closer. The next semester was approaching for her to return to school. Oh, I didn't want that to happen. I was one sad fat girl, and I wish she would stay forever. Craig and I were both happy when she came out. She left January 1984. I tried everything to get her to stay, but she left and Craig's cousin came back to stay with us. All right, quick story. I had bed rest with Nani, and guess what? Oh shit, this chapter long as hell. Yeah, that's about it. I had bed rest with Nani. Oh, thank you, sweet pea, sweet pea. And I remember that one of my friends, we're not friends anymore, but she definitely used to send me music. I stayed in the hospital for 30 days with her, though. And Lord knows I love that little baby. This book is turning out to be a hit. I love it, love, love it. If you guys want to buy it, you know where to get it. You can get it on Amazon. I'm going to be uploading the website and checking some emails for the Teahive this weekend. I hope that you guys will join me live while I do that. But if you are missing any books, if you feel like you're missing anything, if you feel like you're missing any videos, you can find them down below in this section. You guys also know, you know what I want. I do this every time, y'all. Every time I do it. I want you to go check out my social media. You guys also know that I want you to donate to the book club as well as make your book suggestions. Suggestions are just as important. Because if I don't know what to read, then it's just like, well, what's the point? Okay, suggestions are just as important as the donations. And then plus I want for you guys to go ahead and subscribe to TOXOT Live. TOXOT Live. TOXOTEA Live. That's what I want you to subscribe to. And then I also want you guys to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Thank you to everyone who is a mod for the channel, who held it down, and thank you to anyone who donated. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.